Welcome, elevated members, and all of those that are just joining us for the very first time. Thank you so much. I'm very much looking forward to this particular discussion and this particular avenue. Being able to get clarity and being able to really find, I'm going to call it the order of things when it comes to tapping in and tuning into your needs and wants. So, our needs and wants are just such a valuable tool and such an important concept and ability to be able to, I want to say, to be able to structure a life that has forward movement and that you have motivation and you have energy and willpower to want to do the things that you want to do. There's a huge part within the human psyche that, even though in our mind's eye and even though in our mind itself, we really do know what we need to do to accomplish a goal. There's like a knowing. There's it's quite factual when it comes to, or even common sense. However, it's the motivation, the willpower, it's all these concepts that we have kind of put on ourselves that really prevents us. And a big part of that tends to be where we are wanting to do something, yet the need is not quite driving us to do it. And there's that difference in how the brain picks up the information that's coming forward. If it's not a need, if it's not something that you're feeling like is going to force you to do it, and when I say we, humans almost function, until you start to retrain the mind a little bit, we function on this constant deadline, this constant stress motivating factor. It's almost like there's a part of us that is needing that life whip to be kind of there to get us to have to do something. And we may have been postponing it for so long, even though there was a real want, there's a real desire to want to improve our life, to want to accomplish a goal, to be able to lean into that. And yet there is this hold, this pause, this lack of. And that can be, a lot of the time that can be the feelings that come forward. And there can be fear, there can be doubt, self-doubt, or just doubt about the situation. There can be that it's not fun to do. There can be that it's uncomfortable. So anything that's not fun and that's uncomfortable, to be perfectly honest, it can be a lot of huge forward movement that happens if you can really start to not only understand the words I'm speaking here, but also really begin to lean into and feel the words that I'm speaking, to be able to feel comfortable or choose to allow. There's this inner choosing, to allow uncomfortable sensations, to allow the uncomfortable to become comfortable is a huge, I know even for my own journey, has been such a huge mental shift, and really allowed me to start to lean into some of the things that I think even when I express it, it's been a part of my personality that if I feel something, I can see an action step, I know if I don't take that action step right away, there will start to be a little bit of a seed of doubt. There will start to be some of that procrastination. I am, if I'm being perfectly honest, one of the biggest procrastinators. And it's been a piece that I've worked on throughout my life because I'm actually quite a motivated person. Yet, if there is uncomfortableness, if there is my feels that it just makes me want to curl back up into bed, throw the covers over top of me, and just I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not in the right mental space. I'm not in the right fill in the blank. Our ability to be able to create a story to prevent us from moving forward is uncanny. It's incredible what our mind will kind of put in our way. And again, a big part that I share on this channel, on this viewings, on all my teachings, is that again, it's important to not get hard on yourself, or to not throw our ego mind, the part of us that is there to protect, the part of us that is there to keep us safe, those are crucial components. It is part of the human evolution. It is part of the ability to go through the struggle, what we're talking about here, the needs and wants, and the struggle that we all feel, that we all have this lack of. And I only say that because that's not actually the truth, but it is in this particular, and how our culture has kind of presented it, this lack of feeling like we are motivated, or lack of feeling like we can accomplish something, lack of this huge, big, massive messaging that is all around us, of it's like a lack of time, lack of resources, lack of emotional, mental health, wellness. I can't start that until I lose that weight. I can't do that until I feel 100% happy. I can't. And this constant lack, this big, huge, intricate lack of, prevents us. And it is one of those hurdles, one of those mind stories that we need to first of all start to love. We need to first of all, and a lot of people will be like, what? You need to start to love that aspect of yourself. That is it is there for a reason, and yet at the same time it can be either a tool that you utilize to help you to move forward, or it can be the shovel that is continuously shoveling onto your, you know, the death of your dreams, the death of, and that can be quite a drastic perspective shift, but it's the truth. When all of a sudden you kind of have a choice, and recognizing that you have the power to choose, it starts to really take those stories and gives you the outlook that, hey, I have choices here, and I can prioritize, and I can also begin to really make a commitment to myself. Nobody else really matters. Yes, it's important. And I do believe this, to have support, to have structure, to have action plans. I do believe that, again, in order to begin to wire the mental capacity to take in what is possible and what isn't possible, and to get really motivated and energized by the impossible. That's a big part of reshifting our internal dialogue, and reshifting how our neurons are firing, how our mental capacity is taking in our environment, is taking in what we see and perceive.